Wait a minute. Hold up. There's been a change. Breaking news. Breaking news. Breaking news
on Sway in the Morning.
Ladies and gentlemen, Guapdad 4000 is no longer with us. Rest in power to Guapdad 4000, citizens. Wow. We want to thank him for all his contributions.
Yeah, he was the L one.
To the culture, right, Tracy G? Yeah. He walked his own path.
He did.
He dressed his own way.
Wow.
He spoke his own language.
Amen.
He saw his own vision.
Amen.
Oh, man, he brought so much to us. But he is no longer with us. Guapdad 4000 is officially defunct. Introduced. I'm careful with words now. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Officially, ladies and gentlemen. Can I get a drum roll? Is it possible to get a drum roll? I'm throwing plays.
Drum roll, please.
I want to introduce to you Guap. That's it. Guap.
What
Yo, you got rid of the moniker, the old moniker, right?
Yeah.
It's official.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
So you don't want folks to call you Guapdad 4000, just Guap.
Yeah. That's where I'm at with it. It was it took me a while to figure out what I was doing with it. I remember bringing it up to Fat Man, and he was like not against it. Uh-huh. But then I really found the reason why after I had an interest in changing my name. I really just thought about it because I was just looking at people's careers and how they changed over time.
Yeah. When
I heard them in different phases of different artists, I felt like I was entering a new phase, so I needed a new name. But I like Guapdad 4000 so much that I wasn't finna change it to nothing. This sort of just like the next level.
Uh-huh.
This what Guap is what Guapdad 4000 evolved into.
Mm-hmm.
Guap is like a butterfly, caterpillar.
Yeah.
Guapdad 4000 was the caterpillar.
Yeah.
And Guap is the butterfly.
Yeah.
And next you'll metamorph into whatever comes next, right?
Something mythical at that point.
Remind me of myself, HB, young Oakland guy.
Mythical, I like that.
He said mythical, right? So does that mean that you leave a lot of the Guapdad 4000 character traits, behind in terms of like being a scammer and scam boy and from those early days of mixtapes or your mentality? Or are you still down to do a credit card scam if
swipe.
if necessary?
People. Man, if this shit stopped working.
Yeah.
But it's working right now, thank God. So I don't got no plans to go back to that life. But I do. That is a big part of my upbringing and part of the culture of a lot of people that in the environment that I grew up in. Mm-hmm. And it's still important that I talk about it. And Scamboy, I turned it into a brand too, so that's gonna be forever. I'm gonna forever make fun, cool shit whenever I want to do a Scamboy drop. But it is a lot of things that I shaved off though. That Guapdad 4000 was doing that Guap is not. And it's just, I'm just being more tasteful, man. I'm curating my life because that's what I'm doing outside the music. So the music need to be curated the same way.
I like that. You did reality TV, man. I was
yeah.
I remember. I think I might have even texted you.
Yeah.
I always text him, man.
Always text me. It was a crazy ass time too for me. It was like 5 a.m. or something my time, and I woke up to 2 texts from Sway like, "Man, just see you on TV. This shit is crazy. You doing it for the town? What?"
That's a Sway text.
That
is so accurate.
I was so happy for you, bro, because I just watch you. Like, I always like to talk about how Quasi brought yesterday. We had Mason. Mason is a young artist out of Oakland, signed to Golden State Entertainment. San Diego and Oakland signed to Golden State Entertainment. I grew up with his father, right? And then we had Killer Fonte.
Yeah.
And that's all squad.
Yeah.
When you see what's going on in the town right now, how do you feel? You're a big part of that. You know this, right?
Yeah.
Like, you expanded the boundaries of expectation of who and what an artist should sound like out of Oakland, which really excited me. When I see you going to Comic-Con and you dressed up as Kigo, or, right?
A Kegel.
What is that? What is that? What is that? What was it?
I was an anime character named Hawks. His name was Hawk.
Oh, okay. I didn't know.
You know what Kegels are, Sway?
I don't think he do.
Yeah, squeezing the cherry tight.
Oh, okay. All right, my bad.
Sway taking you to a whole nother. He said, "Come on."
Guap, dog.
I was
Squeezing
like, I
with
mean,
the-
I knew what it was. You know.
Yeah, he was like,
Okay, but you know,
It had me walking around
don't
like a
get
tight
it
pussy.
twisted.
I'm just saying, man. And you just mentioned that you was doing something with Wiz. What was you doing with Wiz?
We shot a video yesterday
For you or for him?
for me.
For what song?
It's this new song I got, me, him, and Currency.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay,
Yeah.
you sound like you being secretive about
It's
it.
called Pose. No, I'm not even being secretive. In
Okay.
fact, I already then gave them the file. You got the unreleased. Nobody even heard it. You
Oh,
got it.
Oh,
Okay, yes, as
That
it
was
should be.
set up.
You know what I mean? Okay. we
Thank
need
you
some
for the layup.
Okay, I got you. I didn't even know I had you.
Yeah,
I'm
you
just,
see?
we just in tune, right?
Synergy.
AAPI.
Mhm.
What is that? That stands for
Asian American
Pacific Islander
Mhm.
Month.
Mhm.
You've been very in front of that movement, that community.
Yeah.
That representation. Folks don't realize. We talked about this before. Because of the color of your skin, that you have that Filipino background as well.
Mhm.
How do the kids receive you in the Filipino community?
Man, it's been great to get the love that we've been getting because I really started coming forward with that in the middle of quarantine, so it was super hard to get a grasp on if it was actually working, if I was connecting to the people that I wanted to connect to, telling them that I'm one of you, like fuck with me, you feel me? And as soon as I went bowling to the Bay, just like at a random bowling alley in Frisco, and I took a picture with probably every Filipino motherfucker in there. So, it's been connecting, and I fuck with it though. I really do, because that's a part of my life where I think I really was looking for some level of acceptance from that community, because I grew up a part of it, and I was always in it. But clearly, I look how I look, so that just created a little bit of disdain. But but that's typically how it is to be dark in anywhere in the world.
Yeah.
So I worked past that, I loved past that, and I rap past that. So it's tight to just connect with anybody who just heard that shit. You know what I'm saying?
That's beautiful. I remember years ago, Tay Diggs, who has a child who is both black and Asian, and he was saying it was important that his child grew up knowing both cultures. And there were so many folks online that was like, no, stop. That kid is black, and that's the way that he should be raised. Why was it important for you to embrace?
Because of subtle feelings that I just expressed in that previous statement, that I had, that I lacked the clarity on via not having enough self-awareness to articulate at that time. But I obviously always felt this way. When you mix with anything or grew up in a multiracial household to where the cultures is present, I don't give a fuck about the percentage, but like the culture is definitely some half and half shit going on. That's your life. That's your existence. That's what you know. So it's not like I don't give a fuck how dark or how light I ended up being. I was gonna be handsome regardless.
Hey, come
Talk
on, man.
your
You better
shit.
talk up to him. Come on, Guap.
Let 'em know.
Talk to him, Guap.
But you just can't deny the roots.
Come on,
You feel me?
man. Come
Pretty
on.
guapo.
Damn.
And it informs you.
Remind me
Yeah.
of myself.
Anything to give somebody happiness and like help them further submit themselves in their identity, I feel like is super important.
Amen.
Super. So if you, as a parent who was opposing Tay Diggs to do that just because you want to further accent the blackness, America already doing that. Stop being weird.
Stop being weird.
Stop being
I remember going
weird.
to the Philippines, so I wonder if I told you this story. And I went to Boracay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I had a really weird experience, and I was with the woman I was dating at that time, whose father was black, and mother was Filipino from the Philippines because her father was served in a service, right?
Yep.
And
That's how it go.
that's how it goes. And they
That's
were
the- that's
stationed
the
on.
lick.
And I had my locks, and I remember walking by some Filipino folks, and they start saying stuff in Tagalog. Is that
Tagalog.
Tagalog, right? And I asked her, what did they say? And they was really degrading my locks and and I was
Wow.
the brownest person. But then some of the folks from who lived in the hills came down, and they were darker than me, right? And the lighter skinned Filipinos were frowning on the darker skinned Filipinos, and I was like, damn, this is just like America. And that exists, that kind of
Yeah.
skin division, right? That
Yeah.
complexion division.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But for some reason, that shit is everywhere. I don't give a fuck where you
Yeah.
go to. Unless you one of them, like, y'all started there and y'all started that dark. It's up for us. Everywhere. It's funk. It's funk.
It's funk.
It's funk.
Funk is a Oakland word meaning this friction, Mike Muse. I didn't know if you knew what that meant.
I do now.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
Okay. Shout out to Funk Town. Right? It's an area near where we grew up. But go ahead, Mike.
Guap, one, is good to finally meet you in person. Since I had a chance to meet Guap during the pandemic, and he was actually my first artist I had on Reverse the Mic, promoting and advocating Vote Quadrant. And what I love about you at the time was just how honest and vulnerable you were about not understanding local elections, and just hearing you now just talk about your vulnerability of not being accepted by the AAPI community, or that feeling they wouldn't accept you. You've always been so vulnerable and transparent in what you didn't know and being comfortable in speaking about that. And then I think you're a good representation of showing that when you do open up that vulnerability, there are people who will catch you and wrap around you and support you and amplify that. Can you talk to us a little bit about how that moment when we saw a lot of the hate towards the AAPI community that was going on? I'm curious, is that when you decided that you wanted to embrace it more? And then can you talk a little bit about what your family conversation was like and what your family was experiencing as we're seeing the hate crimes go up with high percentages against AAPI community?
Man, it's so crazy because, especially when I come on Sway, I try to be on my best behavior.
I noticed that.
I try to be on my best behavior. But when I started saying I was Filipino because I wanted Filipinos to fuck with me. It just ended up happening maybe like 4 or 5 months into us making the music. The violence started, and that shit started happening. And as somebody from 10th Street on West Oakland.
Yeah.
The conversations that I was having with my grandma was sick. It was like, it's up. Like, you call one of us if anything. I don't care if you just went to the grocery store and you don't even want to go walk out no more. Like, call me. It's good. Because if somebody did something to my granny, bruh, it'd be sick.
Yeah.
It'd be fucking sick. So that's what we was talking about for real.
Yeah.
If you really want to know, like, to have that conversation with, it was like, man, you need to know.
Try it if you want to.
You feel me?
Yeah.
And I wanted her to have that security because it's scary. And she older. She walk a little slower now. I don't want none of that pressure on her. But it was hard to curve it because it seemed like niggas was doing it.
Yeah.
For real.
It was happening in Oakland?
I mean, it was a couple licks that happened in Oakland, but that's also why my perspective is skewed, because I know how people act back home and why they do it, and I also know how press blow things up and also assimilate things that aren't really related. You feel me? But that's kind of how I was looking at it too when it first happened in Oakland. I almost wanted to write it off like, oh, it's just a lick. And then I think it happened another time, and it was no reason. It was no reason. It was
the hate.
And that hurt my feelings.
Yeah.
Right, of course.
That hurt my feelings. And I found out that he was black. And I was like, come on, dog. What are we doing? How did we even get here?
How did that make you feel, though, knowing a black person was inflicting the kind of hate that's inflicted on, on black people,
Man, I wrote it off to EDD.
What do you mean?
EDD hit the black community like crack, and I think that nobody noticed. because it was small. But nobody in the world, and especially in the black community, has ever had that much access to money for such an easy to play scam. How they looking at it, it's just like it was such a common lick. It's just like who hadn't done it. People who never would have trapped all their life just to get like $10,000 was they big lick. And had 10 bands and then blew it in the club because it was the first time he had it. Those is the type of people who was hitting those licks because they was also broker than they ever been after that. That's how I think black people specifically landed there because there was such a radical shift. And this is the same people, like the niggas that was going down for this, for real, you look them up, these the same people who might have been on Rodeo 8 months ago.
Wow.
Remember when that was going on?
Yeah, they were breaking into the stores, the different expensive.
Man, I'm talking about before they start breaking in it, that was after. Them niggas was shopping over there. They bought them cars. They wrote that shit off. Them niggas scanned for all that shit and then had nothing. Now, can't nobody feed them Frenchies, and nobody trained them. They shitting everywhere. All the rentals is ruined. The bitches is still in Tulum. They never came back.
Never.
Because it's always somebody else to fly them out.
Wow.
And niggas got depressed. And that involved ego, too.
Well, come on, speak on that.
Imagine being a nigga that could finally say, I got it.
The appearance of being the illest one.
And then you know because of other violence that started that this specific community is the lick.
Wow.
And so they become targeted.
Wow.
Oh, man, I ain't heard that perspective yet.
Because I'm going to hit you from
the real.
The damn near shiesty side. You feel me?
It's a former
That's
scammer
real.
right here.
Yeah.
You know, but wow. That's something we all going,
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm glad you offered that.
Yeah. Go ahead, Mike. You good? You shut us down. I don't think you. I don't think the three. Anybody in this room has ever been, flabbergasted. Like
That's
it's
a different
like,
cultural point.
Wow.
He gave context to how violence isn't monolithic.
Exactly.
And how the cause and the reason why people commit violent crimes isn't monolithic. And that there is a psychology behind that. And I think that is to the why, that we're getting to the why that it happens the way that it does. And so, Guap, you giving that perspective is really educating us all about the different facets of crime and hate, right? And how it doesn't come from the same place.
The many whys.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Thank you for that, man. I want to pivot a little bit because I've seen you. You mentioned Wiz. I've seen you with so many different people that we don't often see people from the Bay with. Drake, J. Cole. I won't say Drake. Drake is a damn near a Bay native.
I was about to say, man.
That Drake, he might have grew up on 10th and Center. Who knows? He's so damn Bay.
Drake from the bottoms is crazy.
Drake from the bottoms.
That's crazy. Started from the bottom.
Now I'm here. See, that's the real perspective. That's right. Okay.
Yeah.
But I love seeing you with Rose, sitting at tables with Rose, having conversations and that sort of thing, man. And I think it just opens everyone's mind up to what's possible as an artist. You do that really, really well, man. And that's one of the proudest things I like about you because I think, for me at least, is how you expand our mindset and our realm of possibility out of the Bay. I'm always talking about the Bay. They'll say tired of me talking about the Bay. Look at them, man.
It's okay.
Guap, every 2 minutes.
But at the same time, interesting enough with the Bay, like what's the kid name? 24 Karat.
24K Golden.
24K Golden, Mazin, who signed with Golden State Entertainment. Yourself, almost even as Oakland as you are creatively, you're almost an outlier, right? You know what I mean? And for that, maybe the Bay or Oakland specifically doesn't always initially gravitate towards that. Have you experienced that?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, luckily, I think this new stuff and my new approach to music and kind of like I've been back home a lot, been with a lot of family. I just got a better sense of who I want to make music for. And niggas gonna like what I'm doing now. So I kind of always wanted to fall in that pocket anyway, because I'm from there, so I want people back home to be like my number one fans. It just didn't work out for me at first that way, especially because I was an internet baby, and I was a Guapdad for 1,000 was just as wild as a nigga could get, you know. And that's off-putting for people sometimes.
Yeah, ain't it?
Yeah, especially I don't fuck if you from there or not. You know, I always stood out back home. It's just that I'm from there and I'm not there now, so you kind of forget about that, and you like. But I just had to same thing, man. I just been rapping past everything.
Rapping past everything.
I
Right?
rap past that, now I'm rapping here, and I know niggas got to fuck with it.
Is that why you call yourself though? The song Black Iverson, the video song, Iverson was kind of like, you know, moved to his own beat.
Yeah.
You know,
wild
he's
card.
wild card, right?
Yeah.
Is that what's behind the meaning of Black Iverson?
Yeah, you want to know something funny? So I originally made Black Iverson just to be petty, because I swear I go on Tumblr or Pinterest or Pornhub sometimes in the studio just to look at stuff.
Yeah.
And
what do you see at Pornhub?
What's your search engine like?
What are you looking like? Well, yeah, what's your search?
I like.
What do you?
If I do put on porn in the studio or I'm making beats, it'd be like lesbian porn or something. I just need something.
Oh, that's classic.
I want to get inspired by the form. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I'm not trying to like get horny.
Right.
But I'm trying to be extra artsy. You know what I'm saying? I might have a robe on at the same time.
Hugh Hefner vibes.
You feel me? Just keep it player. But it's not really sexual though. It's just to inspire me. I'll come up with some shit. But
I
love
that Pornhub, boy.
Wow.
yeah, but I was on Tumblr and I came across Iverson, like a collage Iverson fit pics. And I realized how much my current silhouette and fashion is kind of derivative of that, and how much that I've always been kind of stealing from that aesthetic. You know what I'm saying? Just even with how I had do-rags over the, headbands over the do-rags, tying them weird stuff in it. You know, all that was things that I was already doing. And I was like, man, I need to be the one that make the Iverson song. What? And then my feelings got hurt because I thought of Post Malone, and I was like, "Fuck."
Yeah.
And then that made me kind of mad too. That's where the petty come in, because I was like, "Man, he got White Iverson. I'm gonna let him have it." I loved White Iverson. It was really my favorite song that summer when that came out.
Yeah,
that was my shit.
Was a
we
huge
was
song.
Nigga, I had my daddy Cadillac. I used to, you feel me? But I was like, but I need to make Black Iverson though, because we need a Black Iverson song.
Word.
And I just thought it'd be quirky if I kept black in it, just to be like overtly black, you know, Black Iverson. And then I wrote the song about kind of like my journey without, and it ended up relating another way, but it was really just my journey coming up from here to now, like getting to Guap. And I start, like the flow really kind of outline how I'm finna be approaching music, the music feel that way. And it's funny too, because when you talk about Iverson and his famous like practice quote, you know what I'm saying? I feel like I had been practicing, but practicing a bit wrong. You know, up until recently for this shit that we've been trying to do with myself and the brand. So I related in another way just now.
Well, yeah, that flow you talking about, man, is that what we doing today? Or are we saving that? Let's go. Okay, there you go. That's good. That answer says it all. All right, cool. I know we talked about you coming to the show. You want to do that in New York?
Yeah.
You want to save that for New
I
York?
want to make it a moment.
Okay.
I want to make it a moment.
Okay, I ain't mad at that. I just wanted to commit you on tape.
Yeah.
Plus he gave us an exclusive. Witnesses.
Yeah. I want to make it a moment, because if I just rap every time we came up here, I have like 80 motherfucking Sway.
The whole album.
I want to make it a thing. No, but we could call it out now though. My next Sway freestyle, I want it to be huge.
I got you.
I really wanted to give. I want us to have one of them ones that live on your YouTube forever.
Absolutely,
Nice.
man. Hey, man, let me say this, bro. And I know I repeat a lot of stuff because people need to hear it. I want to imprint it on their brains, man. You know how this is quick, fast, quick food, quick
Microwave,
digest,
yeah.
microwave society today. But you are excellent for the culture.
Thank you.
Excellent. Your story, where you came from, and how you evolved. Not just your evolution as an artist, but your evolution as a man. I know a lot about your story that we don't even touch on, right? So, and I'm not that guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, folks will sell your soul just to get the podcast or radio show metrics.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do that unless ever am I going to sell your soul. But so that makes it for me even more of a joyous thing to see where you are now and that you stay consistent. And that you could come to New York and we could sit and go eat at Benihana's. Or, you know what I mean? Or I could hit you at 5 in the morning and tell you I'm proud of you.
Yeah.
What you do for the culture as a whole, and specifically what you do for the Bay Area. In Northern California, specific Oakland Bay Area, we have to protect this man. We have to support this man. This man is out here on his own doing shit, and I don't never see you with a whole bunch of help. You got your tight circle of dudes you run with, but I see how you navigate places. You take what the best of what we gained, on the streets and in that climate, and you transformed it into something legitimate and accessible that could be an asset to our growth and us graduating. You know what I mean? From levels and depths that we live in. And that's all in our head. It's all mindset, right?
Yeah.
And so I think you're really expanding our mindset. And I say "are" because I could watch it like I watched it when 40 came up, or Shorts came up, or Hammer came up, or Souls came up, Drew Down came
Come
up.
on now.
All of these different people. You want me to keep going? Digital Underground came up, Kamaya came up. I watched it all. P-Lo, I watched it all. And so I'm proud of you, man. I just want to say thank you for always coming home and hanging out with your big bro, man.
Man, thank you.
Come on, man.
Thank you. How do you think you feel to come and do this? I literally, like I said, that's why I even want to have a moment on your YouTube. This shit was, you been broke boundaries for us digitally too, content-wise. You was the first person serving up that type, it's legendary shit that you done did. So for me to wake up at 5 a.m. sleepy, drunk, hungover, or even ready for the morning with that Sway text, my day is better.
Yeah, it is. You said that too, man. I had it for you, man. You doing any more seasons of the reality show?
No, no time soon, but I am doing other serious acting. I don't think I'll be doing no reality TV shit, at least in that vein.
Yeah.
No time soon. That really wasn't for me. But I'm gonna pop out on HBO on Easter Egg new show Rap Shit.
Okay.
I got 2 episodes on there, and
Nice.
I'm on an episode of Blind Spotting too.
Word?
Yeah.
Okay, Blind Spotting. Shout out to Blind Spotting. That's straight up Oakland, right?
Incredible.
Man. You like acting, huh? What Issa say to you?
She loved me, and it's funny too. I had my little brother Jigga Juice, and they actually booked him separate. He had his own trailer. He was hella juice. And I had him to bounce off of, so we just hit her with pure town nigga flavor. It was great.
Town nigga
it was great.
flavor.
It was good. No, we lit up the whole set. Issa, when you see this, you can say I ain't lying. It was good.
Yeah.
No, we had a blast. And Issa and our team, the writers on there, it was crazy too. Talk about the Bay and our influence, right? It's a writer on there who been following me. They took shit that I did in real life and inspired my whole moment in the show episode.
Wow.
They was already looking. I'm on mood boards and all type of shit I ain't even know. You know,
You made it to the mood board. Issa Rae's mood board. That's
So-
like a Grammy.
man. So nigga.
Oh, a
So
Tony.
it's been tight. It's been tight.
Emmy?
Emmy.
It's been tight. I'm super humble and I'm ready to learn more. I'm embracing. I'm really just embracing that side of me, trying to feed it, because music has been starting. We got into such a good groove, so that's what I've been on, man.
Love it, man. Guap, man. Give that man a round of applause, man. Look at his watches, too, Mike Muse. He didn't have that watch when he did your show.
Not at all.
Stupid.
Show the wristbands. You got
Oh,
you got
come
those,
on,
man.
no,
Yeah,
I
you
mean,
what we
you know,
doing.
I
What
got
you-
a little. I
what that
came
say?
right.
What
I'm
that say?
coming
The
right.
chain say right there?
Town shit.
Town shit.
It's that stand for to win and never stop helping people.
Oh,
That's
man.
his label right
That's
there.
your label?
Yeah.
Say something, man.
He said,
About that town shit.
Now about that town
That's
shit. What part you
beautiful.
from?
I'm about Lake, right off Lake
Right,
Shore.
Lake Shore?
Yeah.
I love Lake Shore, man.
Right.
the motherfucking Philly cheesesteak shop over there, Dunes.
Mm-hmm.
That's my breakfast spot. I think it closed. Or Colonial Donuts. You over in that area?
Yeah, Colonial Donuts, classic.
Classic, man. Any time of the night, you can come out the club at 3 a.m. Colonial Donuts, they pulling them donut holes straight out the oven.
Word.
Come on, that hot chocolate is banging.
Oh,
That's
my
where it
God.
goes.
You know.
Hey, did you ever eat at the spot that it's Vegan Mob now? Shout out Vegan Mob, but it used to be a chicken spot. I forgot what it's. Quick Way.
Man, my first job ever was Quick Way. Hey,
What?
How about that?
You talking about the one by the lake,
Yeah.
right? And they changed it. I worked at the Quick Ways that was a block away from the Ville on
yeah.
East 14th.
I never went there.
Yo, hey.
Damn.
And they used to get robbed every 1st and 15th. That's why I left. That's why I
Niggas
left.
had y'all on the calendar.
Bro, it's 1st and 15th. Nobody got robbed every 1st and 15th. That's the first time I saw a gun pulled on. That was the first time a gun got pulled on me. It was a big ass. I think it might have been a 45.
Ooh,
And the
wee.
dude, yeah, and then
He needed it.
Oh, he needed
Wow.
it. Man. That was my last
You have
day
lived a
working.
million lives, Calloway.
Yeah, man. He said it between me and this other cash register clerk, and I was so proud to be on the cash register.
Right.
And I saw it, and I just kind of backed up. She ended up giving the dude the money. I took my he didn't mean no harm. He just wanted to whatever. That's Quick Ways anyway, man. That's my Quick Ways story, man. You know.
Yo, Guap wasn't expecting that.
Damn,
He
bro,
was
I
just like,
was-
remember that
I'm
chicken?
Traumatized. So I had to get into hip hop, man. I was like, yo, me and King Tech. I was like, Tech, let's go to the
We
studio.
out.
Yeah. We out, man.
They keep rapping us, bro. I just want to rap,
I'm
bro.
about to rap my way out of it. That's the way you
There it
go.
is.
Okay.
Come on.
That's the connection.
That
is.
So we gonna
Wow.
end the show with this exclusive. We got it. We good. We got it. Great, man. Thank you, DB. I want to thank Sci-Hi the Prince for coming by today. We appreciate you, brother. It's the story of EGOT out June 3rd. Make
Yep.
sure y'all check that out. I want to thank my brother right here, Black Iverson himself, the one and only Guap.
Wow.
Call him Guap when you see him, okay? And look for him, man. You can find him. He's going to be on Issa Rae's new show,
Yeah, rap shit.
okay?
2 episodes.
2 episodes. You can find him. What else you said you was doing?
I'm on Blind Spot.
Blind Spot.
Stars,
That's
too.
right. That's Oakland. I Need Bands, Fearless. Check out those songs, man. This guy is doing it. I'm proud of him, and we're going to end. I'm going to let you do the intro to the song. We about to end it.
What's up, baby? This Guap, also known as Shia LaBeouf Down. I'm here in the morning on Sirius XM with my big brother Sway and his lovely bunch of associates. It's a lot of love in the room, and speaking of love, if you got love for me, you got love for all that's cool, you gonna love my new song, Pose, featuring Wiz Khalifa and Currency. This is unreleased, so y'all get it here first.